Hi, how you doing? Wait this down.
All these options.
I'm good.
And we have all the stuff over there to make more. But yeah, we got what you
Oh,
need.
were these from last time?
They actually aren't. We did an art build like a week or two ago.
Okay.
I don't know where those went, to be honest. They're just gone into the ether. We hung them up so people saw them briefly, but then intersection of like you and all
Good. Thanks for this.
Better weather than
Almost
last
better than last year.
storm, but no one's going to be outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but we've got the mic, and so if nothing else, we'll just have have y'all speaking. But yeah, we're really looking forward to hearing from y'all. Hey, how are you doing?
Is it? Okay, all right. I know it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with the petition, that's really focused on the endowment and getting the funds of the endowment divested from things like fossil fuels, as well as militarism, Israeli apartheid, police, all of that. But I think a more immediate goal that we're really looking at right now that's like more tangible to us as a student group is removing the LMPD presence from campus. Those were demands put forth by the Black Student Union here back in 2020, and the university had a very, I wouldn't even call it lukewarm response to that, essentially saying there was nothing they could do. But as a student organization, we're have the capacity to keep pushing for that, and also working with SGA to sort of navigate that as well. So that's really a more immediate goal of ours. The endowment is this very long process, and ultimately the U of L Foundation, who does a lot of the investing, doesn't have much accountability to the students themselves because they're a separate entity from the university, and so a lot of their accountability is to their investors and funders. So, but yeah, I think that focusing on both the shorter term and more immediate needs on campus, as well as the long term financial investments of the university, is sort of what we're trying to strike a balance between. But yeah.
For that for a long time. I used to be president of the Black Student Union, President SNCC and the NAACP, and fights, and y'all still fighting for money.
Yeah.
Public university, especially, and I'm sure that the Student Activity Board still doesn't do any type of cultural events or any type of events separate from typical white privilege.
Right, exactly.
So it's crazy that y'all still fighting the same thing.
Oh yeah. The university is very much more willing to make the symbolic gestures over actual material change on our campus. So it's definitely oh yeah.
And they did it first for the black students, right? First was to actually want some type of equality, equity in campus. So they took out this little slice. And so everybody who came after that, they gave us that building that was called the Black Building. Every time after that, advanced LGBTQ, when the Iranian students, when the Latino students came, they didn't cut another slice. They just took that slice for the blacks and made it small. And kept cutting it.
That's not the divest we want.
That's not divestment. That's not divestment.
Exactly. Yeah. And a big thing with this building and moving the women's center, cultural center, all of those together. It's
women reach.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
The banner? I was like kind of left over. I wonder if, like, when SGA got us the one that we put it up there, they might have gotten us too. And so I think it was left over from us. I was like, there's always here, but there's no spelling mistakes, so I call that away. I was like, would a stoplight thing be cheesy? And I was just like, I mean, make it a little bit cool,
Always share.
Well, we get every day. All I wanted to say, how much I miss you.
Okay.
Drugs, can't afford away. Well, we get every day. Something true. Now I'm ready now.
Yeah, because after she lost her friend, I have a key, and I don't know. I use the first. Yeah, but so we're there, and then we really Gary Cole started as my intern. She has my old job now as operations manager. Yeah, so she went from when I met you, she had just stopped being an intern, and then she became a part-time bell instructor, and then she was really helping just for I trained her, and she was able to run the operation, so it was a natural for her to apply for operation. Yeah, and she just bought a house, and she's getting married May 14th. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave early that day, May 14th. Then we got a party later on that evening. So yeah, yes. But I want to make sure you stay engaged. We have a house Yes, I need that. Oh, yeah, definitely need that. Tell your family and friends to come around. Yes. That's why that Sear played that nonprofit church. I was so, that the best storm that I want, because that is real life with all the work that I've been doing. So, I saw it on the talking to her. Yeah. Yeah, especially if you got work and I was I was going to say, you already had that feel, kind So that's what I did. So I did it. Yeah, I mean, so everybody makes it into a big team. And he ended up getting and now it became coaching. And he came from Xavier and since I came, so you just never know where that path. And he got injured, so he got his second Super Bowl. Still got the ring. Yeah, he played with the Seahawks and another team. Both of them have won. But I love seeing you anytime. And you can reach out to me anytime. We can go have lunch. Let's get this food there. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. Yes. Yeah, but you're right. Dad.
That's why he's great.
I was like, you guys apparently they're all contained in designated areas that
Shanti came. I couldn't come last. She couldn't come last. They were in Frankfurt. Just joined the. I know, right?
something I need to know.
Frankfurt's terrible, but thank goodness the session's over, so no more destruction until next year. Small win.
Oh boy, I need to know more about the art.
Sometimes race some of the people reached out to recycle different cases. And then I'm going to put up another one. You said we need to check Broadway. I think so, yeah. See? I told you. It was a concerted effort.
Live stream.
Howdy ho. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Check,
thinking
check.
that.
Nope,
I could just
don't
start
think it's on, but there's a switch.
Check,
Check.
like everything's like.
Yeah. Okay, y'all, I think we're going to get started. So I appreciate everybody for coming out today to rally for divestment here at U of L. We launched our divestment petition a couple years ago in 2020 and are calling on the university to divest its endowment from fossil fuels, police, prisons. Let's get like a second, sorry y'all. Divesting from police, prisons, militarism, and sort of getting the university to put their money where their mouth is in terms of promoting equity and justice, not only in Louisville, but more broadly and globally. So we have a few speakers here today. We have Shamika Parrish-Wright, who is running for mayor. Betsy Ruhi running for Metro Council. And Adam Scott running for the U.S. House of Representatives. So we'll go ahead and get started here with Shamika, our mayoral candidate, and we're really excited to have y'all here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We're here to tell the University of Louisville to divest and invest. Let's say that together.
Divest and invest
into our students. We don't want the University of Louisville to be a big contradiction. We tell you, get good grades, come to school, and on the other side, you'll have a career. But if the place of higher education where our young people are learning from isn't practicing what it preaches on every level, that is a contradiction. We must stop that. And I'm not new to U of L. I was a U of L student. So it's been important to me that U of L is represented on every level. Even as a PWI, we deserve divestment and investment into what matters to our students. Our students are everything. They're why we do what we do. The first thing I did when I woke up this morning is make sure that I signed the petition. I asked you to make sure, no matter where you are, if you're online or in person, make sure you have signed the petition. Put your name where your mouth is and make sure that the university knows you support divestment from the terrible things that we don't want our students to deal with when they leave college. It's right here. Divest from fossil fuels, police, and prisons. We should have measurable goals around that, and we should be able to see the university taking those steps, not just saying it, but doing it and checking in with the students to let them know it is actually happening. We say engage U of L community in decisions. Students, you are here, we're taking your money to keep this university alive. You should be a part of all the decision making to make sure that this school is listening to you and your values. We say invest in students and workers. I'm pro-workers, I'm pro-students, and I really, really congratulate you for doing what you're doing. But I have a treat for you. I have a graduate of U of L who helped fight for change right here on this campus, and I want him to lend a few words into why divestment with investment is the only path forward. Thank you.
Woo!
His name is Dre Dawson.
back here in my own home stomping ground. This is where I learned to get into real deep into community work. Right now, I am the Minister of Defense and the Minister of Information for the Revolutionary Black Panther Party. I'm one of the co-chairs for the Kentucky Alliance Against Racial and Political Repression. But it all started here as a parliamentarian for the NAACP. That was my first job. Then I became the president. Then I became the president of SNCC. Then I became the president of the Student Black Union here. And one of my mentors was the great Dr. James Blaine Hudson, God rest his soul. And he was the one that I'm actually conferred with to leave college. And so when I talk to some of the members of the group and hear that you guys are still fighting for some of the same things that we fought for, that we actually put to paper when the university created the 2020 plan, we fought against that because it did not invest in students and workers. It did not invest in students' relationship with the community, right? It doesn't invest, this university doesn't work for the students, it works for itself. All these new buildings are not a product of what the students wanted, it's a product of what the alumni investors wanted. And that's not what we come here for. We come here to learn and to get an experience. And so if we want to experience the community, we should be allowed to, we should be invested into, like Shamika says, to do that. One of the things we cried for the whole 4 years I was here was that we get to learn all these trades and all this knowledge in our different departments, but we don't get to go into the community and put it into work until we actually leave here. But then we're just too busy trying to find a job that half the people that leave here don't get into the work that they really want to be into because now they're into their career fully. And so the university is supposed to teach us how to have a career and how to help our community at the same time. But here they're teaching you to pick one. Pick you or pick the community. And that's what they're teaching you. And I'm glad that you're still fighting to say we don't have to pick. We are our community, and my career can serve the community. And I want to encourage y'all to keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. My first fight was right here over this building. For them to make that building, they first had to fire all the staff out of there because it was called the Black Building when that building came up. It was the only thing that the Black community had on campus that was ours, that we could go and feel safe because we are in a predominantly white institution. And I don't know if you know, but during the 70s and the 80s, that was a very violent time for a Black student on campus. And so the only safe space that we had was the Black Building. And what I was telling some of the divestment group members is that the Black student community was the first community my mentor, Dr. Hudson, protested in the provost office, handcuffed him and his fellow student members to the provost desk until DPS had to come and get them out. And they got their needs met. They got that building right there. Ever since then, every other student, minority group, LGBTQ, Latino, women's, everyone who went to the university to fight for their piece of the pie, this is what happens. They took the Black piece and they said, all right, you kids, you can have this. You get this building. So then when the women came, instead of cutting the women's piece of the university out, they cut the Black piece in half. And then when the LGBTQ came for theirs, they cut ours in thirds again. And that's what they keep doing. So now you're a trickle of that. What's the opposite of investment?
Die.
Right? You're the opposite. You are that. And that's what you're still crying about. And that's why you got these buildings here that is called the Cultural Center now. And that's proof because it was Black, then it was the minority office, then it was the something else, then it was the Cultural Center. That's proof that they took that. Every time you ask for an investment, they cut a crumb. And if you're satisfied with that, you'll keep walking and you'll go to your classes and you'll get your career and you'll move on. But if you're not, you're going to keep fighting because they owe you. You pay your tuition, or somebody pays it for you, but you pay money And you're owed this education, and you're owed this experience. So don't ever quit fighting. I'm very proud of you all, and keep it up. We get there together as our next generation.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. We get there together. Please keep fighting. As you know, Dr. Hudson, who was one of my mentors as well as Ann Braden, they kept fighting, they kept going. I asked you to do the same. Dr. Hudson also became the Dean of Arts and Sciences. So there is a pathway. All major movements and social justice issues have been fought by young people like you. Keep going. May 17th and vote. White. Vote on May 17th.
Woo!
Thank you all so much for those amazing words. It's really exciting to see that we're keeping up the momentum. People are continuing to fight. It's obviously not great that we have to continue to fight for these things, but it's really empowering to know that this is a decades-long struggle here on campus. So I'll go ahead and introduce our second speaker. We've got Betsy Ruhi here running for Metro Council, District 21, just south of here. And so we're really excited to have you here, Betsy.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. First of all, this is my first speech.
Oh, wow.
Woo!
Jamaica, you're a hard act to follow. I'm gonna try, okay? All right, so my name is Betsy Ruhi, and I was asked to speak today primarily because I'm the first graduate of the University of Louisville Sustainability Program.
Woo!
Yes.
So in there we learn about the three pillars of sustainability, which are social sustainability, environmental sustainability, and economic sustainability. And social sustainability, we see it. If people do not feel like they're being treated fairly, thank you for that. If people don't feel like they're being treated fairly, we have disruptions. We have problems. If people, economic sustainability, if money accumulates at the top, it's not, the basic needs at the bottom are not being met. We have problems. Environmental sustainability. If we keep polluting our planet, pulling all the resources out, not doing what we can to take care of it, we're going to have major problems that are going to be almost impossible to solve. So we have to take care of all these three pillars in order to have a sustainable, just society. And as a budding politician, I want to talk about how we can do that. Let's talk about politics. What happened in Frankfurt this legislative session? A lot of that was wrong. It was seriously wrong. Demanding freedom from mask mandates for your body, but then telling pregnant people what they have to do with theirs. That's seriously wrong. It's messed up. Worrying about the rising rates of violent crime, and then taking away the tools like gun control that we can use to protect ourselves. That's messed up. There are numerous surveys showing the majority of Kentuckians don't agree with these laws. But we can't fix them until we get power back in the hands of the majority, not the ultra-conservative minority, who want to preserve an America that never existed, at least not for most of us. To do that, we need you all to vote. And vote like your vote matters. Press the candidates on the issues that concern you. Become an expert on something you care deeply about. I know you're here, you care very deeply about things. Continue your protests. They gain attention. Then schedule meetings with those in power and influence. When you get there, listen. Truly listen to what they think. And figure out how your ideas can fit in with theirs. There are points with which you can agree. And that's the basis for building the dialogue that changes the discussion. Remember, we all want to live in a safe and happy world. Every one of you out there, you are the future, and it's up to you to step into that role. Come with solutions. Come with plans. Don't let those old people who are trying to hang on to power dissuade you. The future is yours to live, and you have a right to grab hold of it. Woo!
Thank you so much, Betsy. We really appreciate you coming out. And like Betsy said, vote. Our elections are coming up on May 17th, so encourage y'all to get out there and vote for these really great candidates that we have running here in Louisville. Next up, we have another candidate from the U.S. House of Representatives, District 3. We have Attica Scott here. Thank you so much.
Woo!
All right, so what an honor to follow Shamika and Betsy. Just imagine this being your ballot. These powerful women who are about to change history and transform our society. So we know that this is good trouble. We know far too many people in our family, our friends, our neighbors, our classmates, our co-workers who like good trouble when it's the same kind of good trouble that assuages their guilt, makes them feel comfortable. They don't like the good kind of trouble that they want to police and tell you how to protest. Well, this is exactly how you protest. You know why? Because we have been disinvesting in public education. We have disinvested in public transportation. We have disinvested in public health. Now it's time to disinvest in the fossil fuel industry that has destroyed our environment. We can't wait.
Right.
It's time to disinvest in the policing system, the public and private policing and prison industrial complex. Over-policing and racial profiling contribute to that policing and prison industrial complex. It's time to disinvest. What it's time for the campus to do is invest in its students. How you invest in your students is cancel student loan debt.
Yeah.
How you invest in your students is making sure they have a place where they can thrive that connects the community and the university. Make sure you invest in your workers. Make sure people aren't being paid a poverty wage, but instead are being paid a living wage.
That's right.
Invest in your workers by making sure they have healthy and safe working conditions. And you invest in both of your students and your workers by making sure they are involved in decision making at every single level. No voice should ever be left out. Workers should be able to form a union, and students should be able to be part of foundation decisions, board decisions, every single decision that impacts them. That's how we build the beloved community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing. We're so lucky to have y'all here. We're so lucky to be in a place that has some really great leaders here trying to make Louisville and Kentucky a better place. So we really appreciate y'all coming out again. If the speakers can stick around for a second afterwards, we've got some speaker gifts for y'all. But we really appreciate y'all coming out. Again, sign the Divest UofL petition calling on the university to divest its endowment from fossil fuels, prisons, policing, and military, as well as getting LMPD off our campus. So we really... Oh, yeah. Sorry, what was that?
How can they find the petition?
Yes, so you can find the petition at tinyurl.com/divest UofL petition. We also have a QR code up here that you can scan, so that'll probably be a little easier than typing the link in. But we also have our social media, UofL SSC and Divest UofL, and those are also where you can find our petition as well as some other events and opportunities to get involved with our organization. So again, really appreciate y'all coming out and showing your support, and we hope y'all have a beautiful rest of your week. Thank you. Yeah, that would be great. Betsy, do you want to come up here?
Please, Betsy.
Ashton, y'all helped organize.
Yeah.
Did you get one? Help us make history. You get more information on the back. You just scan this QR code. It's more about our candidate, all of that good stuff. Thank you.
Revolution!
Revolution!
Women led, hell yeah! Woo!
What's your number so I can have Jackson pictures?
Sure. Here we've got some plants.